Hello, hello, world, YouTube land, and also Blog Talk Radio fans. This is Tiffany,
Hey, it's Matt.
and welcome to Real Women Love Sports. So, you know, we got a couple of things we're going to talk about. If you have anything you want to discuss, go ahead, give us a call, 805-727-7099. For those of you who have been living under a rock, it's about time for the second round of the playoffs to start. Today, we saw Boston play their first game against the Philly, and Boston, of course, won. This Philly Boston series, I really don't even want to hear or attempt or see or any of that. I mean, call me when it's the next round because this is Boston and Philly. I, Whatever, it's over. Boston's gonna win. We'll be lucky to see Philly win a game. I mean, yeah, it was close, but Philly is not gonna pull through this series. Boston's gonna come out on top. That's gonna be pretty much it
So,
there.
so it
I
sounds like
mean,
you're saying it's gonna be a sweep.
I'm thinking, I'm looking at the same thing when I look at the Pacers and the Heat. That's another series, that another game I don't want to talk to until it's the next round. So when it's Boston and the Heat, that's when it's going to start. Because Boston against the 76ers and the Pacers against Miami is just ridiculous to me. I mean, it's honestly, in my opinion, it's not even worth watching the East in this second round. The West, on the other hand, you got the Spurs and the Clippers. The Clippers,
I
man.
don't think. When's the last time we've even seen the Clippers in the playoffs? Like especially the second round. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
And
so
and I think that trade the offseason kind of helped it with with them bringing
Chris.
bringing on CP3. I think that was a good move, and I mean he's really taking his team to the next level.
We got some major Clippers fans out there. John Steinberg, my boy, he is stoked about this. So, you know, I can't wait to see what the Clippers and the Spurs do. That is going to be a game. I can't wait. So that series starts the first game on Tuesday. So yeah, I will be definitely watching that game. And then we have, I mean, the game that might as well be like the finals in the West. We got the Lakers versus Oklahoma.
I'm really excited about that because it's going to be a matchup from was it from 2 years ago,
Yes.
and I think that's really going to be an exciting series.
And you know what's even better? Ron Artest is back. He's back. That 7-game suspension is over. He's back. Ron, let's not throw no elbows this series. Let's get everybody healthy. Kobe, take some Theraflu. Something. Clear up. We need to go in here rocking. So Lakers against Oklahoma. I'm a Lakers fan. So the Lakers fan in me is saying the Lakers is moving on. But truth be told, this is just going to be a nail biter series. Like, this is just something to watch. I'm Every game you gotta watch it. So the first game is tomorrow. So this is what, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Like, this is a, you gotta watch these games. The West, don't miss a game for the West. If you gotta get NBA TV or something, or I mean, fast forward through the East, because the East is going is this round is dead to the East.
So pretty much you're saying Miami and Boston.
Miami, Boston. I don't want to watch an East game until it's Miami, Boston. I don't want to see Boston play around with Philly, and I don't want to see Dwayne and LeBron toy around with the Pacers. I don't want to see that. But when it's Miami and Boston, I got it. But right now, my focus is on the West. I don't know what's coming out with this West team. These West teams are, it's gonna be, they battling. Like, they battling. This is something to see. And you actually have the possibility of having right now a Clippers Lakers final, which means that every single game is gonna be played in the Staples Center.
Which is going to be weird because I mean, it's not like you're going to care who's home or who's visitors.
Right.
But I mean, it's if that happens, no matter who wins, it's still going to be historic games or a historic series. It's going to be one that pretty much all of NBA world is going to watch. Just because when's the last time you even mentioned the Clippers and the Lakers
Right.
in the playoffs and you know what I'm saying
That
in the
is a
finals?
possibility. So I mean, this West Conference is you gotta watch that. So if you guys, anybody has any comments on that, go ahead, give us a call, 805-727-7099. I'm going to shift my focus for a bit to go into the boxing world. Uh, I am talking about your boy, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, everybody seen the fight last week. He got a knockout again. He's still undefeated, yada, yada, yada. But an article came out about him in this week's Sports Illustrated, which I thought was fantastic. It was really good. It basically broke down the mind of Floyd Mayweather. Like, you kind of got in there, got to see, really why he makes the decisions he does. Because there's a lot of people, myself included, that just feels like Floyd Mayweather he's just a lot. He's a lot of hot air. I mean, he's good, but he portrays himself in such this negative light, and it's like he eggs it on, and he
I
keeps
don't think it's
doing it
negative. I
over and
think it's
over
just
and over again.
arrogant. I think it's just very arrogant.
Whatever it is, it's bad. And the opinion is he needs to stop. But when you look at it from a business standpoint, Floyd Mayweather kind of has that Dallas Cowboy mentality. You love them, you hate them. The Dallas Cowboys, the Lakers,
The
Yankees, and Floyd Mayweather. You love them or you hate them. And with Floyd Mayweather, a lot of people hate him. And they're saying that drive, that hatred that people have for him is actually what fuels them to watch his fights. So if you notice, before he has a fight, he's saying all this crazy stuff on Twitter. Yeah, he had those comments he had about Jeremy Lin, where he was like, the only reason that people are paying attention to him is because he's Asian. Black people go out there and do the same thing he doing every day, but because he an Asian boy, he good, but everybody just paying attention to him because he Asian.
I think when it says no publicity is bad publicity, I think it especially works out in his favor because it's no matter what he says, no matter how you take it, whether you agree or disagree, you're still gonna watch this. You're still gonna watch him fight because you want to see him lose. And I think that's what we talked about the other day. That's what you mentioned the other day.
You want to see, everybody is watching Floyd because they just so mad at him and just so heated at him that they want to see him lose. It's like, when is Floyd gonna lose? I'm gonna watch this fight. You rooting for the person to knock him down. I mean, he walk into the ring with 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Justin Bieber. Like, come on now, Justin Bieber.
But you know what though, and I think you mentioned this too. Having with Justin Bieber has all those Twitter fans, and with him even being around or even him bringing Justin on, not only are Justin's fans going to follow Justin, but they're also going to follow Floyd Mayweather because Justin. I mean, they're going to follow. They're going to. Bieber fans are going to follow Justin off the bridge.
Do anything.
They'll follow him, and if he's gonna follow Floyd, then his fans gonna follow Floyd. So
I don't know if any of our listeners follow Justin Bieber on Twitter, but apparently, as he was walking to the ring or before he walked to the ring carrying, Floyd's belts, he got on Twitter saying that he was about to walk Floyd Mayweather to the ring. So that right there, they just saying that he's reaching out in every aspect. Now, Floyd claims he's a Bieber fan. Hey, I haven't seen him, say baby, but whatever. If he a Bieber fan, he a Bieber fan. So, but Justin Bieber tweeted that he was carrying the, belts to the ring or whatnot, and then they just said, like you said, those fans are now following Floyd on Twitter.
Justin Bieber has 21,731,000 fans.
Yeah. So all of those
why
people.
not? Why? I mean, and if it's publicity, then I mean that seems to be Floyd's deal. I mean,
and Floyd, if you don't know, has started his own promotions company. So he dropped his manager, He has his own, I think it's called like Money Mayweather or something like that. Floyd Money, something Money Productions. But so he gets all of his money. He gets his television money, his revenue. He gets everything. He gets the international money. He does not have to split his money with anyone besides the other fighter. Now, that being said, this Sports Illustrated article pointed out what I love, because they said as much as Floyd has fought, as much as what he does, if he does not fight Manny Pacquiao, that is going to be the legend he leaves behind. Yeah, you were good, but you refused to fight Manny. And that's pretty much what I feel about him. I don't know how good you are until you fight Manny, because pound for pound, side for side, Manny Pacquiao is the most comparable fighter to Floyd. And it's like he backpedaling. He refuses to fight Manny. And then he gets on Twitter and calls him out and, oh, Manny don't want to fight me, da 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 da. Let's clear everything up right now. For all you Floyd fans, for all you people that think Manny don't want to fight Floyd, blase, Skippy, all of that, Manny wants Floyd. Floyd says he wants Manny, but he doesn't want to pay Manny. So basically, Manny Pacquiao said, if we fight, this is obviously going to be one of the biggest fights ever. He wants a 50-50 split. Floyd wants something crazy, like, I don't know, 70-30 or 80-20, like something really ridiculous. 60-40, I don't know. It's something really stupid. And he made it a point of saying, if Manny Pacquiao sticks to this 50-50 split he wants, then the fight will never happen. That to me says that Floyd is scared, because it has been pointed out to Floyd, and it is very clear in his business plan that everybody is watching to see you lose. So the minute he lose, he is very, very, very aware of that zero, that undefeated that he has on his record. And should he lose a fight, his next fight will not be pay-per-view. It's going to be a regular HBO Showtime fight, because it's not going to generate the attention that it would had he still been undefeated. So he's so afraid of losing the Pacquiao that he wants to get all the money he can possible in that one fight. So if he does lose, he can kind of recoup from his next fights not being a pay-per-view.
And I think even somebody on Twitter said the only how they're going to fight is if Manny gets locked up and they get thrown in the same prison, the same cell, and then they fight. And I mean, it's funny, but that's how it's kind of looking. And I think even if they were to fight, even if they agree on terms, which doesn't look like they will, and Floyd loses, I mean, there's still that possibility of it still being pay-per-view, because you're looking at a rematch and then a rematch, just like they did with the Ali and stuff like that. So, I mean, that I don't think is completely out the question. I think it is. What I'm thinking is that Floyd's looking like this. Yes, if I lose, if I get that one in that lose column, then yeah, I may go to paper. It may not be pay-per-view anymore, but if I'm gonna lose, I want to at least make sure I have fat enough pockets from that loss. And I mean, that makes sense. If I'm going to lose and I'm going to lose to somebody, I mean, why? If you're going to lose and you think you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter, why not lose to somebody who's just as good, if not better, a fighter as Manny Pacquiao? But at the same time, I think he just really wants that money. I think that's what it's about. You can't say it's not about that. Especially if you wanted to agree to terms that's not even 50-50. It's what, 70-30, 60-40, whatever the case may be.
It's something so ridiculous. Lopsided.
I mean,
and it's so lopsided. It's like, it's not even like Pacquiao is lower than him, or you talking about a person that is 50-50 with you. You're talking about a person that stands on the same level as you, maybe better. We won't know until you fight each other. And speaking of Mayweather and being in jail and Pacquiao being, we are on a Mayweather countdown. He checks himself in. to jail on June 1st, and he's looking to be released sometime in August. So he is going away for a while, but I guess that's what happened when you like to beat on women. You fight for a living in the ring. I don't know why you got to go home and beat on a woman too, but that's neither here nor there.
I miss it. Looks like Manny's getting ready for a fight.
Yes,
1 month.
Manny is a month away from a fight. I mean, just because Mayweather going to jail don't mean he got to stop fighting. So Manny is about to fight. Mayweather is about to go to jail. According to him, he said he gonna sit in jail and work on some business plans.